Good evening and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our London studio. I'm Chris Taylor. We begin in Islamabad, where the National Assembly has passed a controversial elections amendment bill, triggering sharp debate across the political spectrum. The legislation allows lawmakers to keep details of their assets and liabilities confidential for up to 1 year if there is a credible threat to their safety, subject to approval by the National Assembly Speaker or the Senate Chairman. The bill also makes major changes to election dispute mechanisms by shifting key powers from the Supreme Court to the Federal Constitutional Court, granting the FCC primary authority over election-related appeals and interpretations. Opposition parties argue the amendments undermine transparency and weaken judicial oversight. The bill will now move to the Senate for further consideration before it can become law. Staying in the capital, the Islamabad High Court has expressed serious reservations over the Pakistan Telecommunication Authority's handling of a petition seeking the closure of former Prime Minister Imran Khan's account on X. The court described the PTA's response as unsatisfactory during a hearing that also included a contempt plea over the alleged denial of legal meetings between Imran Khan and his counsel at Adiala jail. Justice Arbab Muhammad Tahir directed the Advocate General Islamabad to submit a written response and observed that the case's progress depends on ensuring proper consultations between Imran Khan and his lawyer ahead of final arguments. Let's bring in our correspondent for more on this developing legal story. Sarah William is following the case from Islamabad.
The Islamabad High Court made it clear that regulatory authorities must act within the bounds of the law and with full transparency. Judges questioned whether due process had been followed in addressing complaints linked to the former Prime Minister's social media account. The court also underscored the importance of allowing legal access, noting that denial of meetings could affect the fairness of proceedings. Officials have been instructed to clarify their position in writing before the next hearing. The outcome could have broader implications for digital regulation and political speech in Pakistan.
Thank you, Sarah William, for that update from Islamabad. Turning now to economic diplomacy, Pakistan's Federal Minister for Finance and Revenue, Mohammad Aurangzeb, has held key meetings on the sidelines of the Davos summit. According to officials, talks with the Asian Development Bank and an international aviation services company focused on advancing energy sector reforms and encouraging private investment in airport operations. Discussions highlighted the need to strengthen energy infrastructure, improve efficiency in airport management, and stimulate economic growth. Government representatives also stressed the importance of international financial partnerships as Islamabad seeks to modernize critical sectors and attract foreign investment. Across the region, political dynamics in Bangladesh are drawing increasing attention ahead of the general election scheduled for February 12, 2026. Islamist party Jamaat-e-Islami is gaining significant ground after years of being banned from electoral politics. A recent opinion poll ranked Jamaat as the most liked party, placing it in a close contest with the Bangladesh Nationalist Party. Once widely criticized for its historical opposition to Bangladesh's independence, the party has rebranded itself with an anti-corruption message, welfare initiatives, and a more inclusive political stance. Jamaat has also formed an alliance with the National Citizen Party and nominated minority candidates, though concerns persist among moderates and minority communities about conservative influence. In a related development, India has decided to withdraw the families and dependents of its diplomats from Bangladesh amid rising security concerns ahead of the same election. The move comes as campaigning intensifies and tensions between the two neighbors increase. Relations have remained strained since former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina fled to India in 2024, with recent protests and counter-protests adding to diplomatic unease in Dhaka. Indian officials described the withdrawal as part of internal readjustments, while it remains unclear when the families may return. Neither foreign ministry has issued a formal comment. Back in South Asia's aviation sector, Pakistan has extended its ban on Indian-registered aircraft using its airspace until late February, according to the Pakistan Airports Authority. This marks the 8th extension since the restriction was first imposed in April following heightened tensions after an attack in Kashmir. The ban applies to all Indian-registered commercial and military aircraft, forcing airlines to reroute flights and absorb higher operational costs. The move reflects ongoing diplomatic strains, even as Islamabad reiterates calls for de-escalation and peaceful resolution of disputes. Finally, a diplomatic row has emerged between India and Poland over regional geopolitics and engagement with Pakistan. Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar criticized Polish Deputy Prime Minister Radoslaw Sikorski's visit to Pakistan, urging Warsaw to adopt zero tolerance toward terrorism and warning against actions that could benefit militant networks. Sikorsky defended his engagement, describing talks with India as frank, while raising concerns over India's participation in the Zapad 2025 military drills with Russia and Belarus, which he called threatening to regional security. Despite the exchange, both sides say they share concerns about terrorism and intend to continue diplomatic dialogue. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.